My name is Casper Jones. I make skateboards for Life Skateboards. I skateboard, and this is Days with Casper. Today we're going to be applying DKL non-abrasive grip tape. Good thing I've got a bunch of it, because my board is bigger than 9 inches and they only make it 9. Now I've noticed the adhesive on the very edge of the grip isn't the best, so I like to butt up 2 cut pieces, but if your board is smaller than 9 inches, you don't even have to worry about this step. Now you can use a straight edge, an eraser, or whatever you have, but I just want to show you guys that you can do it with anything you have lying around, like some scissors, a pencil, and a cardboard box. So once you have a straight line, just go ahead and cut straight down that line as straight as you possibly can. Go ahead and grab the other piece and do it again. Just make sure both pieces will cover the entire deck. You don't want to leave any gaps because any exposed corners can and probably will peel, and none of us like that. Once you have 2 cut pieces, make sure they line up real well, and then go ahead and set those pieces aside. Now the adhesive doesn't set very well if there's any type of dust on top of the deck, so go ahead and wipe it off. Even if you just pulled it out of the plastic and you don't see anything, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now carefully remove the paper backing and keep track of what side's the cut side and what side's the factory side so you don't mix them up. Once you have the first piece on there nice and straight, go ahead and grab the other cut piece and butt them up right next to each other, leaving little to no gap. Now just make sure it's actually applied all the way across the deck. You can use your hands, you can use a roller, just be very thorough with it. It's a little bit thicker than regular grip, so you might have to try a little bit harder. Now comes the fun part. You're always going to be told never to cut towards yourself, but with a skateboard, it's a little bit different. Now on this first pass, you're not going for a clean cut, you're just getting the excess off so you can see what you're doing when you do the final cut. Just hold the blade pretty much vertical so you don't cut it too close. Make your way around the whole deck with that rough cut, and then it's time for the final cut. Instead of holding the blade up and down like we did before, you want to hold it at a real sharp angle. If you very carefully cut towards yourself in a smooth motion, you're going to end up with a pretty clean cut. Your goal is to cut the grip within about 1/4 inch of the edge of the deck. And don't worry if it's not perfect, you can go back and clean it up later. Make sure you're shaving that edge off at an angle so there's not a straight up and down edge so it doesn't start to peel off. And instead of just shoving your hardware through it, use a pokey tool to poke a hole through it so you don't rip the grip. And when I say pokey tool, I'm just referring to something sharp that'll fit through your truck holes. I'm pretty sure I'm just using a filed down screwdriver here. And once the holes are in there, I grab a drill and just run a Phillips head bit into the holes to make sure it doesn't rip when I apply the hardware. Now the adhesive takes about 24 hours to properly set, but you're pretty much done. Now DKL works with the pattern on the bottom of your shoes, so if you have any wear on the bottom of your shoes, it's not going to work very well for you. So I always tell people to start off with fresh shoes. If you ever feel like it's not as grippy, just wipe it down with some wet wipes or a wet rag and it's back to brand new. And I absolutely love it. I can skate it outside at parks, I can skate it on some really weird street spots, or I can take it to an indoor where dust is inevitable. Shoes usually last me about 2 weeks, and I'm going on this pair for about 2 months, so I can't complain. Now that you know how to apply it, you can get DKL directly from DKLskateboarding.com, where you'll find it for about 11 bucks. Or you can just check if your local skate shop carries it. Well guys, thanks for watching and I hope that was helpful. I'm working on editing a video for my trip to Evansville for the Killer Skate Park contest and a couple sessions at Sunset Skate Park. As usual, thanks to my sponsors Life Skateboards and Superfly Speedball Bearings for keeping me rolling scary fast on scary good wood. Keep an eye out for the next video and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.